Hello everyone and welcome back. So far we've focused on the reading, SATs and the SPAG paper overview. Today we're moving on to individual topics for your SPAG papers. So this is a very important part of your Year 6 English writing. Although there isn't a separate SATs writing paper, your writing is assessed by your teacher throughout the year. That means every piece of writing you produce is an opportunity to demonstrate your skills, and obviously you're using a lot of SPAG while you're writing. You're using a lot of spelling, vocabulary skills, using punctuation, variety of punctuation, and you're using different grammar techniques like adding adverbs, adding some adjectives, using different tenses. Those are all things that will help you with your paper too. In today's lesson, we're looking at formal letters. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to recognize the features of a formal letter, use formal language appropriately, organize your ideas into clear paragraphs, plan and write an effective formal letter. Now, what is a formal letter? A formal letter is written for an official purpose. Unlike a letter to a friend, a formal letter uses polite, respectful, and professional language. You might write a formal letter to a head teacher, a local council, a company, a museum, or another organization. The purpose could be to make a request, express an opinion, ask for information, or make a complaint. The reader may not know you personally, so your language needs to be clear and respectful. Formal letters follow a clear structure. They usually include the sender's address, the date, the recipient's address, a greeting, an introduction, several organized paragraphs, a conclusion, and a suitable ending. Each paragraph should focus on one main idea. This makes your idea and your writing easy to follow. One of the biggest differences between formal and informal writing is the language you choose. So instead of writing, "Hi, I just wanted to ask," you could write, "I am writing to inquire about," like that. Instead of saying, "I think it's really bad," you might write, "I am concerned that." Formal writing avoids slang, text language, and contractions where possible. Words such as can't, won't, and it's can often be written as cannot, will not, and it is to create a more formal tone. So before you start writing, take a minute to plan. You do that for any writing piece. You don't just go straight into it. For example, if you're writing a story, you don't immediately start writing. You think about what your story is about, the characters, the setting, the atmosphere, what's going to happen next, how to bring the audience in, the audience interest. You're going to think about all of that. Same for a letter, you have to ask yourself, who am I writing to? Why am I writing? What information do I need to include? What action do I want the reader to take? Planning first helps you stay organized and ensures you don't forget important points. Let's imagine this task. Write a formal letter to your local council asking for improvements to your local park. How could we begin? We can begin with "Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to suggest several improvements that I believe would make our local park safer and more enjoyable for everyone." Already the purpose of your letter is clear. Without having to read along, your reader already knows what your letter is about. That already kind of interests the reader. It's not going to make them feel bored, because if you think about it, a person like your local council, they have a lot of letters to read. So they need to immediately know what you're talking about, otherwise they might just avoid it. So you're going to put your point, your main purpose, in the first line itself. In the next paragraph, you can explain the problems. For example, damaged play equipment, overflowing bins, broken benches, or poor lighting. Finally, explain what you would like the council to do and thank them for considering your suggestions. Make sure they are separate paragraphs. One thing I think is really helpful when you write a formal letter or any piece of writing is having a success criteria on the side. So in a little piece of paper or in the book you're writing in, just make a little bit of like a tick list. For this one, it would be, have I used formal language? Have I organized my ideas into paragraphs? Have I explained my reasons clearly? Have I used accurate punctuation and spelling? Have I ended my letter politely? If you can answer yes to each question, you're on the right track. So at the end of your letter, you're going to read it and then you're going to see if you can tick those points off. If you can't tick all of them off, try and include that. It will improve your thing. Let's look at a few common mistakes. Using informal phrases such as hi or thanks. Say hello or thank you. Finish it, don't shorten words. Never use contractions in formal writing. Forgetting to explain your reasons. Writing one long paragraph instead of organizing your ideas. Repeating the same point several times. Always remember that formal writing should be clear, polite, and well organized. Now it's your turn. Imagine your school library needs more books. Write a formal letter to your head teacher explaining why new books are needed, how pupils would benefit, and what kind of books you would recommend. Before you begin, make a short plan and think carefully about the language you'll use. You can pause the video and finish. Today you've learnt how to write an effective formal letter. Remember, use a clear structure, choose formal vocabulary, explain your ideas fully, keep your writing organized. These skills won't just help you in year 6, they are a baseline for what you're going to do in secondary school and beyond. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.